Welcome to EnfinityCast. Today we're digging into the history of a commodity so common you likely have it on your kitchen table, yet so powerful it was once called white gold. It built roads, paid soldiers, and toppled kings. I'm your host, Elias Whitlock, and joining me to sift through the grains of history is the brilliant Vesper Thorne.
It's great to be here, Elias. It's fascinating, isn't it? We think of gold, oil, or spices as the great movers of history, but for millennia, nothing was more essential than simple sodium chloride, salt.
Absolutely. So, Vesper, take us back. Where does this story begin? How did humanity first realize the immense value locked inside these crystals?
Well, it begins with biology. Our bodies need salt to function. Early hunter-gatherers got enough from their diet, but with the agricultural revolution, a diet heavy in grains created a biological deficit. More importantly, people discovered salt's almost magical property, preservation. In a world without refrigeration, salt was the technology that allowed food to be stored. It meant you could survive a harsh winter, or, more strategically, you could feed an army on the march.
And feeding an army is the first step to building an empire. I imagine Rome is the quintessential example of this.
Precisely. The Roman Empire was, in many ways, built on salt. They constructed their first great road, the Via Salaria, the Salt Road, for the sole purpose of transporting salt from the coastal flats to the city of Rome. Roman soldiers were often paid in part with a salt ration. This was the Salarium Argentum.
The salarium, which gives us the modern word salary, and the phrase worth his salt. It's incredible how deeply embedded it is in our language. So Rome controlled the salt, they paid their soldiers with it, and they could feed their legions with preserved food. It was a complete strategic asset.
A taxable one, too. Governments quickly realized that controlling a biological necessity was a fantastic way to raise funds. The Venetian Republic rose to prominence by monopolizing the salt trade across the Mediterranean, crushing any rivals. Centuries later, in France, the hated salt tax known as the gabelle was one of the primary grievances that fueled the French Revolution.
So it could build empires and also tear them down. It also fueled the Age of Discovery, didn't it? Preserving cod with salt allowed sailors to make long transatlantic voyages, effectively feeding the colonization of the New World.
Exactly. Salt was the engine of exploration and expansion for centuries. From the salt caravans of the Sahara to the fishing fleets of the North Atlantic, controlling the salt supply meant controlling the food supply, and therefore controlling power.
So what changed? What dethroned white gold? We don't fight wars over salt anymore.
Two things primarily: technology and geology. The invention of canning in the 18th century, followed by refrigeration, offered new ways to preserve food. At the same time, modern mining techniques made it possible to access massive underground salt deposits that were previously unreachable. Salt went from being a scarce, geographically limited resource to an abundant, cheap commodity.
Its strategic value just evaporated.
You could say that. But its legacy is a powerful reminder that the course of history is often shaped not by the grand and glittering, but by the simple, essential things we take for granted.
A perfect place to end. A humble mineral that forged civilizations. Thank you, Vesper. And thank you for listening to EnfinityCast. Join us next time as we explore the history of another world-changing commodity, silk, the thread that wove the East and West together.